Yes, we are alive. And welcome everyone to a brand new episode of Should You Take That Case? A medical case screening discussion. And the goal of our show is to be a resource for other legal professionals who pursue medical cases by sharing their experiences and insights, be their defense or plaintiff attorneys. Welcome. It's me. I am your host, Lisa Wade, your friendly neighborhood legal nurse consultant and owner of Wade Nurse Consultants. I am, there we are. I am also the creator of our private LinkedIn community attorney medical records resource group. That is where we get all of our spectacular attorney guests. That's where they all come from. We're using this as an opportunity to get to know one another. And we're doing that with our guest today, Constance Coleman from Florida. And we're going to get to Constance, but first, we're going to scoot over to the comments and see if we have anybody participating live today, or even if you're catching us on the replay. Hello. If you are a new fledgling viewer of Should You Take That Case, put an in that chat, in that comments box so we can say hello. If you are a veteran viewer, put a V in that comment box so we can see you and say thank you for coming, thank you for watching us, and it's wonderful to have you here. Now, also, if you are a member of Women Owned Law, that is a wonderful group that I am a part of. Put a W in that chat if you're out there, Women Owned Law. It is a groundbreaking group created to connect and advance women legal entrepreneurs. So, my goodness, if you want to hear more about women owned law, take a peek at us in LinkedIn or just look us up, womenownedlaw.com. Now, let's take a look and see. There it is. Constance. We're going to tell you all about Constance before she comes out. And here we go. Originally from California, Constance D. Coleman Esquire has served as a client advocate in St. Petersburg, Florida for more than a decade. The founder of the Coleman Law Group, she holds a bachelor's degree from the University of California, Davis, and a Juris Doctorate from the Thomas M. Cooley Law School in Lansing, Michigan. As an auto accident and slip and fall attorney, she embraces her quest to help accident victims. In 2008, Ms. Coleman lost her brother in a fatal motorcycle accident. And it was then that she realized that tomorrow is not promised to any of us. Therefore, she has a special commitment and dedication to helping families of those who have been injured or have lost loved ones in a motor vehicle accident. In addition to being a licensed attorney in Florida, Ms. Coleman is also a licensed real estate agent. She enjoys purchasing real estate to add to her personal portfolio, but she also prides herself in understanding the nuances of the real estate market and using those skills to help homeowners buy and or sell their homes. Ms. Coleman believes that each day is a blessing, and whatever she does it with care and compassion. And at the Coleman Law Group, they have a heart for people. And here she is now, Constance Coleman.
Hi, Lisa. How are
Hi.
you?
Oh, I am fine today, and I'm so glad that you made it here with us, and you are welcomed and happy to have you here to share with us today.
Well, thank you so much for the invitation. It is truly a pleasure to be here with you and hopefully give some insight into what I do and how I do it. So again, thank you so much for the invitation, Lisa. It's truly appreciated.
Oh, wonderful. Well, we're going to get in and ask you all of those questions and insights about dealing with those medical type cases, uh, uh, motor vehicle injury cases, and medical records that come with them, how you deal with those. But first, we want to hear all about you. What led you to your? I know you did include that in your bio, some things that led you to law practice that you are practicing now. But we want to hear more about you.
Well, thank you again. So, I have always been a people person. I love people. I love to help people. I think inherently women have this kind of nurturing attitude and nurturing side to themselves, and so it just seemed very fitting for me to go into an industry where we are serving people. We are servants of our clients. So it's an honor to be an attorney, and in Florida, it's an honor to be an attorney. As you
Mhm.
mentioned in my bio, in 2008, my brother did pass away from a motor vehicle accident, from a motorcycle accident. And that was a very difficult time for my family. But what that allowed me to realize is how an accident can truly impact someone's life. And it may not be to the extent of that I experienced with maybe a loss, but just an injury. Because most of my clients, one of the biggest concerns for them is that they have to provide and care for their families, whether it's a husband who is the breadwinner for the family who needs to be able to get back to work and
Mm.
in the same capacity that he was prior to the accident, or whether it's a single mother who has lost her car due to the accident and now she has to figure out how she's going to take her children to school or to get groceries or things like that. So I think auto accidents really do impact people differently, but all the same it impacts them in a way that they need some very good, kind, and caring representation. And I think that that's where the Coleman Law Group really kind of fills that gap. We really are here and we care about our clients in a very special way. We listen to them and we understand them. So that's what we do at the Coleman Law Group, and that's what I do as the lead attorney for the Coleman Law Group.
Oh, that's wonderful work that you do. I've been a nurse for over 30 years, and when you see life-changing events putting people in the hospital, I'm not part of that thing after they get out of the hospital. I can take care of them while they're there, but you take care of them for when they get out and the rest of their lives you're planning
Right.
for. So they are fortunate to have you, definitely.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, now on to how do you decide, or is there a process that you go through to choose whether you should or shouldn't take a case that comes your way?
Oftentimes, we look at the injuries of the client, we look at who their insurance company is, we look at when the injury took place. Sometimes, unfortunately, we have clients that come to us and it's very close to the statute of limitations running where we're not able to file suit for them. And we get very concerned about that because we want to have all the options available to help our clients. And sometimes that is filing suit. But sometimes to get to that point, we need to have some time with the client, to some time to look at records, to some time to look at the injuries, some time to talk with the client, talk with witnesses, review police reports, maybe even get a reconstruction of the accident. So we really look at a lot of different factors to determine if we're going to take a case. It's not one factor that determines everything. It's a totality of circumstances that really make us say, okay, this is a good case for us. But the most important thing that I would say for us at the Coleman Law Group is we really want to help people. And if we feel that we cannot help people and we cannot be impactful in their lives, then that's when sometimes we decide this is not the right case for us, and this is not the right case firm for that client.
Mhm.
So we look at a lot of different factors, but most importantly, can we help this client?
Mhm. Definitely. It sounds like you try and get the whole individual picture. You're not making any decisions based on any particular circumstances.
Correct.
All right. Now, when those medical records from those cases rear their ugly heads, which they always do,
Always do.
what kind of process or protocol do you have in place to get the meat and potatoes out of those records?
Well, you said it right. Every single case that we have, we deal with medical records. I have not seen one case come through my firm that we have not had to deal with the medical records.
Mhm.
And we are so fortunate to have an amazing system, a database for our clients called FileVine, and it allows us to categorize every single office visit. We can literally categorize what happened at that office visit. What was the diagnosis of that office visit? What any notes that we may have based upon that office visit? Was that office visit relevant to the accident or related to the accident? Because sometimes, keep in mind, people, yes, have auto accidents, but they may have other injuries that they need to see doctors for that are separate from the auto accident. So we ask, is that visit relevant to this case? Because we don't want that bill to come up for one that's not even relevant to the case. And then all of a sudden, my client has to pay for a bill that had nothing to do with it. So
Mhm.
we look at medical records very closely. We have to look to see the treatment of the client. If the provider is even providing them with the services, for example, if they go to a chiropractor, very good, they may need chiropractic care, but are they being seen by a specialist? Is that something that's important? If our client is complaining to us that they have severe pain, are they being seen by a pain management doctor? If they're saying that their shoulder's not getting better and the chiropractor's not working, has that physician or that chiropractor referred them out to possibly maybe to see if they need surgery? So we look at medical records very closely. They're very important. And keep in mind, the most important thing that we want to follow for our clients are they getting better? Are they moving towards recovery? We don't want our clients to just be going to get treatment and not be getting better. So we look at those records very closely. Of course, we also, of course, want the doctors to do what they do. We're not going to step in the shoes of a physician or a chiropractor, but we do follow what they're doing and the treatment that they're getting. And we call our clients every 2 weeks. We have a staff member at the Coleman Law Group that calls our clients every 2 weeks to follow up with them. Hey, how's your treatment going? Do you need to see another doctor? How is this? Is this physician good for you? Are you happy with them? So we follow up with them all the time. And within that 2 weeks, we talk with them as well. So medical records are very important for the case. I mean, insurance companies, that's what they look at, the medical records of the client. And
Mhm.
so do we. We look at them as well.
It, it
We don't
sounds
want them
like
to know something we don't know.
that's important. Well, and it sounds like you are ultra thorough at,
We try
at
to
your
be.
firm, and I'm sure your clients appreciate it
They
completely.
do. They
Hmm.
do.
And what, if anything, do you find the most annoying or the most frustrating, if anything, in dealing with those medical records? A pet peeve, mind you.
Um, if we're confident, if we're confident that our client told the doctor something, disclosed something to the doctor, they may have given the doctor a laundry list of ailments, a laundry list of things. But if the doctor doesn't write it in the report, we're agitated with that because it's
Mm.
very important for doctors and physicians and facilities to adequately document what our client says and what our client tells them because they may not think it's relevant to the visit. And I understand that, but that's really important for us
Mhm.
because we advise our clients, tell the doctor your issues. Tell the doctor your ailments. Tell the doctor if it's past injuries, tell the doctor because we're not trying to hide anything. And so when the doctor or a facility doesn't put that information in there, we're like, why? It's very important for us to have accurate records.
Mhm.
And then I guess one of the other pet peeves is the time sometimes it takes to get medical records.
Yeah.
It's like, why does it need to take 2 months, a month and a half? And again, we have another staff member that follows up with the physicians and with the doctor's offices to try to get those. They send the medical requests with the HIPAAs or the high techs. And
Mhm.
we requested information, and we requested very quickly at the onset of our client's case. Immediately when they become our client, if they went to the ER or whoever they treated with, we start requesting medical records. So it's really concerning if we don't get those medical records in a timely manner, because we want to see what's going on with our client as well. So that's important for us.
Well, I can see how that could be annoying. But there's an old saying that I learned in nursing school, and that
Mhm.
is, if it's not documented, it's not done. So I can understand you being frustrated with
Absolutely.
missing documentation.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
will say that most of the facilities that we do work with, they're very good at what they do, and they do document things. So it's a good thing that the facilities that we work on. We work with so many facilities. Our clients choose to go to so many different providers, and so we haven't run into that too often. But when we do, we're concerned. We're concerned, and it
Definitely.
oftentimes warrants a phone call from me and not my staff
All
member.
right, then that's good. You'll take care of it.
I'll take care of it. Hold on. What's the number?
Excellent. Excellent. And the last question I have for you is, what advice do you have for all the newbie attorneys out there, or even the veterans attorneys, that can help them with those decisions on whether they should or shouldn't take those medically related cases that come their way?
So I am so thankful to be in this profession, and I'm sure my colleagues are as well. And because of that, I think we have a certain bond, whether we've met one time or we've met many times. I think that we have a bond because we've all gone through law school and we've all taken the bar. And because of that, I think that we should all be kind and courteous to each other. And I think that we should do our level best not to slander or talk about another attorney. And I've prefaced that to say that oftentimes I may have a case come my way. And it may be a client may be deciding not to continue with another attorney.
Hmm.
And sometimes I'm leery of taking that case, depending on what the conversation is that I have with that
Mhm.
client.
Mhm.
I am not here to bash another attorney.
Mhm.
I will not bash another attorney. If the attorney didn't do something or whatever, I'm not here to do that. So I will say that oftentimes I am reluctant to take cases from clients that have come from other attorneys, especially if that client is bad mouthing the attorney. I just don't
Mhm.
want to get involved in that.
Mhm.
So I would just say be cautious when you take cases from other attorneys. But if you choose to take a case from another attorney, please consider not bashing that attorney and talking bad to that client about that attorney. Just
Oh.
take the case, do what you can to help the client,
Mhm.
take the facts that you have. If you need additional information that the attorney did not get, then get on your P's and Q's and get what you need and keep it moving. So that's
Okay.
the best recommendation I can. Let's be kind and courteous to each other.
Excellent. That sounds like wonderful advice. It sounds like you're all in this together.
We are in this together.
All right. Excellent. Well, this is the time in our show where we get to get ready to ask Constance any questions that are on our minds. So, are you ready for a little Q&A,
Let's
Constance?
do it.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right. So, okay. Now, we as while we're waiting for our uh, our audience out there to get their questions together, it's time for what I call a small commercial break. So, off we go to our sponsor, Wade Nurse Consultants. That's me. So, and then we'll be right back to your Q&A, Constance.
Wonderful.
All right. Now, Constance reviews a lot of medical records all the time. They're rearing their ugly heads. So, without a review and summary of medical records, it may be harder to know if you should take that case. So, I give, or at Wade Nurse Consultants, we give a 1 to 2 page synopsis and an opinion regarding the merits of those medical cases. I use my 30 plus years of nursing experience to make quick work of medical case screening. So if you're watching this and you already have a legal nurse consultant on your payroll, this is not for you. But if you need to get clarity on medical issues and free yourself up to focus on your legal strategies, here's what you do. Right now at Wade Nurse Consultants, we're offering a free 20-minute medical case strategy call to help you hone an efficient and timely, cost-effective routine around your medical cases. So in the chat, there'll be a link to schedule an appointment for that call. And now on to Constance's Q&A. Let's take a peek. Let's see. Oh, hang on. I do have a question from Shanita Blue. All right, let's see if we're going to get this where you can see it. There you go. All right. Oh, wait a minute. Yes. The time it takes to get medical records. So this usually holds up a case. Also, how COVID impacted your business and working with clients and not getting the medical records in a timely manner. How's that sound for you?
All right. So does not getting medical records, the long time it takes to possibly get medical records, does it hold up the case? It usually does not, to a point that we're battling trying to get the records, because oftentimes we start getting them right away. So for example, the day we know, or the couple days we know that that client is going to that facility, we literally are requesting those medical records. So they're still treating, because even they may have gone there that, let's say, that day. And so we're requesting the medical records, but they just started treatment. So usually we start right away and we will get the records within a timely manner. Even if it takes a little longer, we'll start calling the provider. And oftentimes, if we're not getting any medical records, then we literally tell our client, get your medical records and fax them to us. Because clients can go into the office that they're treating at and say, listen, sign a release and get their medical records. So if that provider is not getting them to us in a timely manner, we just tell the client, please go to the office and pick up your medical records, and they'll take care of that for us.
Excellent. Sounds like you do a preemptive strike.
We do.
and you fuel your clients with the knowledge that those are their medical records.
Absolutely. They can get them. So, and the second part is, how has COVID impacted our business and working with clients and not getting the medical records timely? In the beginning of COVID, I think it was impacted a little bit because people were not driving. But now the roads are packed. So that means packed roads means accidents, unfortunately. So we're really not having a big impact as far as COVID today. With our business, we still get a lot of referrals and a lot of clients. And now the one difference is that right now we do a lot of phone calls and Zooms with clients. So we don't really, I don't know when's the last time I've really met with a new client, because most of the time phone calls work. But medical records, we get them.
All right. Excellent. Okay. I think Shanita's got a lot of questions for you. Here we go. All right. Shanita wants to know why the reluctance with taking cases for previous attorneys. And usually, do you ask qualifying questions to arrive at any answer to possibly being able to take that case? I think that's what we're saying. What do you think?
So I'm not always reluctant to take cases from attorneys. If the attorney, sometimes my clients have issues where the attorney didn't get back with them and didn't call them those are cases that we have no problems with taking. But if it's a lot, like the client has been with the attorney for 3 years. And then they come to us and they say, I want your help because this attorney, I want more than this. We are very reluctant to get that because I believe that most of the time attorneys are doing the work to get the cases done. Most of them, not all of them, but most of them. So when they come to us and then they say after 3 years, 2 years, we're very reluctant to take those type of cases, but not because the attorney isn't getting back to them or things like that, but not when the client is coming to us years later and they want us to kind of help them get more money. We just don't. And also they're bad mouthing the attorney, and we definitely are not we're not about that. So I'm not going to take a case because I believe if a client will do it to another attorney, they'll do it to me. So I pass.
All right. Well, and Shanita says that makes sense.
And
she
usually
said that makes sense.
Thank you.
I think she's satisfied with your answers.
Ethics is very important. Yes.
Ethics is very important.
Yes.
All
and
right.
Let me just answer her second part. Do you mind,
Okay.
Lisa?
Yes, go ahead.
So usually do you ask qualifying questions to arrive at an answer to possibly take the case? Girl, I ask so many questions. We ask a lot of questions. We ask where it happened, what happened, why it happened, what are your injuries? Tell me who you've seen. Was there any witnesses? I mean, we ask so many questions. And usually when you start to ask questions, they're talking. I mean, the clients are just giving you all kinds of information. So you ask a couple questions and you just have to sit back and take notes because they just start talking to you. The one thing I do preface is I tell my clients to please be honest and forthcoming with me, even if it's not a client, a potential client. And I explain to them the attorney-client privilege to hopefully allow them to open up and be completely honest, because I want to know as much as I can about what's going on with them because I want to be able to help them. So I definitely talk about that attorney-client privilege and that I will keep all the conversations that they have with me confidential. I do not allow them to have third-party people on the phone call with me because that sometimes that will destroy attorney-client privilege. So I'm just having that one-on-one conversation and I'm finding out what's going on, and then we make a decision from there.
All right. It sounds like you've gotten all of your CEUs, CLEs. Yeah, for ethics already taken care of. Thank
I tried to.
All right. I don't see any more questions, and it sounds like Shanita is completely satisfied with your answer.
Very good. Very good.
All right. So I think we're going to wind up now this episode of Should You Take That Case? And I just have one more question for you, Constance.
Absolutely.
Will you come back again?
If you invite me, I'm coming.
Woohoo! All right.
Thank you, Lisa.
We're going to keep you in mind. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. It was truly a pleasure. And thank you for your questions, Shanita. Very good questions.
Yes, Shanita is a good questioner. So there you go. So now we're wrapping up this episode of Should You Take That Case? Remember to like us on and subscribe to this channel, and please, turn on your notifications so you can know, just like Shanita knows, when this show is coming on again. Constance is going to come back again, so we look forward to that. And if you have any questions for her, you'll find her contact information inside the description box for this YouTube channel. I'm sure she will answer any questions that you send to her, email to her. Is that right, Constance?
Absolutely. I'm an open book, so please call. I'm here. Any way I can help, I'm here.
Excellent. So we invite you back another time, Constance. We'll let you know, but we invite everybody back next week, Monday, 5:15 Eastern Standard Time, for a brand new episode of Should You Take That Case? Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Bye.
Bye-bye.